blah, 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 and giving their opinion, gossiping or whatever about, say, targeted, we'll just call him Bob. I always default to Bob. So they're targeting Bob, Bob this, Bob that. Can you believe that? Bob did this. Oh my gosh, Bob's kids, Bob's wife, Bob's husband, like whatever it is. They're bashing Bob. And then you confront them and you want them to stop and you don't like it, but they don't want to stop. They keep bashing and they don't see an issue with it. Now, down the road, that person, we'll call them, I don't know, Annie. Annie is like freaking she's now someone's bashing her. Okay. So then she doesn't like that and she gets angry and irate. But then you point out to her, but you were just sitting there doing the exact same thing to Bob, which comes down to,
she can't take it.
That's right.
Yep.
Why is it okay until it's about you?
Welcome back. You're listening to
the Unfiltered Real Talk Podcast with
the Backroad Chicks.
Join us for all things controversial and risque. Buckle in.
It's going to be a wild ride. Hi.
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 Welcome.
Welcome back
to the Unfiltered Real Talk Podcast.
How's it going, folks? It's been a week and a half.
We're back here live, and Winnipeg is finally getting sunnier.
Hey, whoa, hey.
I know, I said the S word. I didn't speak of the wind.
Because it's not sunny right now.
Well, that's right. If we say it's sunny when it's not, that means it'll have to turn sunny because it wants to do the opposite.
Salmon skin roll.
Unagi.
Unagi. You know what's really funny? We were playing midweek the other day, and he's like, what's that word that you and Brie always use? He's like, the salmon skin roll. And I was like, unagi. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, there's a card like that. It's called unagi. And I was like, I know.
Unagi's not something you are. It's something you have. Oh, friends. It'll never get old.
No, it won't. It's always a classic.
It really is.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them what we're discussing?
Oh, sure. I can take that. We're going to talk about gossip today.
All is fair until it's about me.
Everybody knows that. Like, you know some people that, like, all they want to do is talk shit about everybody else.
Yes.
And then as soon as they hear someone talking shit about them,
they're hostile.
And they are, like, angry, and that is not okay. How dare someone use my name on their lips?
Right? Even though you just spouted off for the last hour and a half how much you can't stand Dick, Tom, Joe, and Harry. 100%. And then they sit in a little circle club of squawk, 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 clucking ends.
Yeah, it's true. It's usually, obviously it has to be more than one person because you can't gossip with yourself. I mean, you could, but...
Yeah, I mean, the voices in your head get tiring.
Yeah. And they always do what you want.
I don't know. I feel like the voices are a lot of negative self-talk often.
Oh, yeah, no, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe the voices in your head are controversial rather than agreeing and supportive.
Yeah.
They're not usually very supportive, are they?
No, definitely not the ones in my head.
No, me either.
Like, how dare you lie in bed, you lazy fat cow. Move on with your day, please. Is this how you want to spend the rest of your life, you POS?
Right?
Yeah, that's my voices in my head.
I feel that.
Right? But no, the gossip train it's gross and ugly. And there's a fine line between, like, venting about a situation, trying to resolve something, and then gossiping and corralling 100,000 people and getting them on the local news story. The next big thing, and talking about people's lives.
Well, you remember Telephone?
Yeah.
You remember the game Telephone? Mm-hmm. Like, it kind of feels like that. You're never getting it from the source.
No, you should always go directly
unless
to the
you
source.
ask. Right. But you're always getting a filtered down, diluted version of the truth.
I wouldn't even say it's filtered down only, but twisted. Like, the game Telephone will start with, she ate a bagel, to, like, she killed I don't know, what's the dog name start with a B? I just lost it.
Beagle?
She killed this beagle, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Yep.
She ate a bagel. Joan killed a beagle. We're like, whoa, what? What, like, Joan? Why'd Joan do that?
That escalated quickly.
Right? And then the whole town's talking about how Joan killed her dog.
Yep.
And Joan's like, I don't even have a dog.
You're like, I don't understand.
I was just going for breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think that depending on who you're talking to, you get to know the people that you're quote unquote gossiping with. You get to know the people that are malicious in nature. You get to understand who you think are malicious and who you think are trustworthy. And that's the slipperiest slope, was because people that maybe you think you can trust might not have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, and I just think it's always good to live by the rule of thumb. And I learned this in, I want to say, grade 7. It was a quote. If you don't want to see it broadcasted on a billboard in Times Square, don't let it leave your lips.
Oh, okay.
And I fully subscribe to that, because if it's something you're not comfortable with potentially getting out, then you probably shouldn't be talking about it. Because
I think that's wise, actually.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you never know who's going to do what when. Someone might hold a secret for years and then be mad at somebody else or be mad at you, and then all of a sudden out comes the ammunition.
I've had that happen to me, actually.
I was thinking of the scenarios. I was saying that sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's happened before where it's like you have a scenario where you're in a, maybe it's not even, like, are we thinking like gossip as in someone's making up stories, or it's like potentially like you've told someone a story and they've twisted it?
All of it. I just think it's all ugly. There's no reason that people need to sit around squawking about other people's lives and business. Like,
you make a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends don't know names of my other friends because they don't even know I talk to them, because
that's true.
It's not any of their business. Like, what? I'd rather go out and talk about like fun philosophical life things, and like, I don't know, why does the center of a conversation need to revolve around other people, what they're doing?
I think maybe if you have like a group of friends and one is venting to another about another person in the group, it's almost like it's joint. Like, you both understand the dynamic, you both understand that person, and you have maybe similar views on things and similar frustrations. That being said, you should absolutely confront that person with those views and opinions. But what are your thoughts on that dynamic? Like, let's say,
I never think groups should be sitting around talking, because somebody always gets triangulated and isolated and ganged up on, and that's not okay. It's the whole thing, and this is why I like Dawn and I's mindsets on certain stuff, is because, and I think we talked about this in one of our other episodes, if anyone vents about a person or continuously talks about the issues they're having, then the people they're talking to are going to form a negative view of said person. Right? And then they're going to change their perspective or start treating them differently, inadvertently, consciously or unconsciously, and form an opinion based on the venting. So that's the danger. I mean, if there's an issue and you address the person and it's not getting resolved, and you talk to a confidant to try and fix it, is a whole other thing. But then when it becomes a room of sitting session around, that's right.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then it doesn't become about the problem anymore. It's, well, and this, and can you believe they did this? I can't believe she would do this. I can't believe he would do this. Did you see that car he bought, or did you see that hair color she did? You know what I mean? It's just weird things.
Do you think that there is something to be said about the act of venting? Like, even if it's, preface it by saying like, okay, today I'm in a mood, and like, this is my target. It is not like, please don't take this as a reflection of my opinion of this person. Don't take it as, maybe don't take it as a serious conversation that we're having. Like, I'm just spewing right now. Is there a difference for you in that? Like, say I was going to talk to you about Brent, or say I was going to talk to Brent about you. I'm going to go into the conversation going, oh, well, he really pissed me off today, or she really pissed me off today. And like, I'm not actually upset. I'm not actually, like, it's not directed at you, but you are coming up in conversations because like, maybe you're the last person I talked to, or maybe it's, something to do with life in general. And I'm just frustrated, and I'm venting, and I'm angry about stupid things that are really not worth mentioning, but because you're in that state.
Yeah. And I think venting is good to let your hostility out so you can get yourself level-headed. However, the slippery slope part is what's being said, how it's being said, and kind of the intention behind it. The problem always is we can control ourselves, but we can never control the recipient or the audience. So even if something is said with a disclaimer, it doesn't mean that the seed isn't planted in those people's heads, and then they go into like, they form an opinion, and some people you can't change their opinion. Like, now their mind is made up. They're locked on that target. They're going to be hateful towards that person based on the information they're given, and there's nothing is going to change their mind. That's the dangers and issues. And then the mob mentality sets in, if that person spreads like wildfire, I'm like, you can't guess what I just heard. And then they corral their troops.
Well, and then you're in the telephone game again.
And then it's a whole cluster, and then it's a mob, and then that mob judges the one person, and the one person's attacked. It's gross. Yeah. It's like in the apartment building where I live. It's like the gossip crew. Yes. You have no idea how many ridiculous stories I've heard come out of that building of like meth labs and homicides. And
oh my gosh.
I'm not even kidding. I'm like,
I believe you.
Are all actually crazy. Please get a life.
Well, but that's okay. That is one of those things like, okay, pick your audience. Like, the group that is there, the habits, I'll say, you know the predilections that they have. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like, what?
Well, things snowball.
Take everything with a grain of salt.
And then there's staff members or employees or tenants or vendors or visitors or whatever. There's a whole bunch of different people that will say things that aren't true to create the drama for entertainment.
Yes, that's very true. They will. And
there's a lot of that in everywhere. Workplaces, friend groups, and families is so ugly. My mother's side of the family is disgusting for gossip. Like, I'm not even joking. It's so ugly to the point where people won't talk to other people based on like my mother turned the entire family against my father, for example.
Oh, jeez.
And like my favoriteest great aunt in the whole world, I loved her so much. My Auntie Esther, she passed away, but she was like the best person, and I would call her, and we would grow up going there, and everything was all good. And then like divorce happened with my parents, right? Mm-hmm. And after all that nonsense went down, she turned him against my dad, and my dad and I were always close. And then she started turning the family against me, telling them like I'm a selfish bitch and I'm disgusting and I don't deserve. Yeah, and like that I was a mistake. She should have killed at birth. All these crazy things. Oh yeah, horrible. And my family, wherever obviously there was COVID controversy, right? And then my family, 2 particular cousins, which disgusts me because their daughter was super like suicidal back in the day. Mm-hmm. So we had beef when I was younger, like a child at 15, and I said something rude to them, just in defense of them, like disrespecting my job at the time. And we got past that years later because I would help their daughter and take her out and visit her in the psych ward and make sure she was okay and like counsel her essentially like as a mentor. Yep. And we got along fine. Then my mother tried to drown me in their hot tub. It was crazy. It was so crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then, so I'm just giving you background for context, right, of how ugly gossip goes. So they see all these things live and in 4K, and right, and then years go by, and all of a sudden I couldn't go. I wasn't invited to go to visit my auntie because I wasn't vaccinated, whatever. And then she passes away, and I was told I wasn't allowed at the funeral. My mom said all that, so I had no way to get there. Obviously, I can't see, and my mother and brother didn't go, and the cousins that they were close with, the ones that witnessed like the dog with the suicidal daughter, right? Mm-hmm. They won't speak to me because my mother and brother didn't go, and she's pissed off at me and is looping it back to drama from when I was 15 years old. And she was telling, and then she started gossiping and like saying all this nasty stuff about me and my side of the family. Like, I'm not even close with my mother. I don't even talk to my mother. So because you're mad at my mom and brother, you're treating me like crap and starting gossip, and now I'm not allowed to talk to my other cousins I get along with, who I guess is their brother or sister. I don't freaking know how they're related, but you know what I mean? Like, so those 2 cousins won't speak to me now because the other set of cousins told them not to. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you guys are all in your 50s. You're all ugly and disgusting, and then they sit there like backstabbing and gossiping, and well, this one said this, and this one said this, and I'm like, none of you. Like, why are you all fighting and so ugly? Why would you not have healthy family relationships and want to get together? Is that what your passed away mom would want? Like, is that what our great auntie, would she be okay with this? How would she feel?
I think
it's so gross.
I absolutely feel your pain on that, because a lot of that dynamic has happened with my mom's family too. Like, there's a lot of drama and, you know, talking under your breath and talking behind everybody's backs. Yeah. But I think that their dad wanted it that way. Oh. Like, my grandfather was an evil man. Mm-hmm. I refuse to call him any term of affection. I call him by his name. Yep, I'm with you on that after those stories I've heard. He's passed away a long time now, but it was not soon enough. Sorry.
I don't mean to laugh. Sorry.
No.
I get it. I've heard the stories.
Yeah. You know, like there's some people, and again, like I wouldn't be here if he hadn't procreated. But honestly, like it's part of the reasons that I don't want to continue the bloodline
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I can't anymore. But that was a huge influence on me. Like the way that he treated people and the way that he was as an individual.
Yep.
And the way that he kind of encouraged the toxic behavior and the toxicity between the siblings and other family members, and how stories it just snowballed.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
It's like the toxicity with my mom and the cousins of my suicidal cousin, or the parents of my suicidal cousin.
That had absolutely, yeah, exactly. Like it had absolutely nothing to do with you, but because of word of mouth, because of people can't keep their mouth shut, or people have opinions, and that's another thing too. The people with the biggest opinions have the biggest mouths.
Yes.
Right?
And this is another one I love. I have never heard people who are happy and successful in their lives talking negatively or gossiping or cutting down others.
Okay. Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're at where you're at and you're happy and everything is all good, I don't hear those successful and well-rounded good people doing that.
Like they think their shit don't stink.
Yeah.
The people that gossip. Like, fix your own shit before you come for me and mine.
And because you're miserable or whatever's going on, or you're insecure or mad or whatever, doesn't mean you cut down other people to make yourselves feel bigger. And that's what they do. And those cousins in my family are bullies. But they control everything, and the family listens to them. That's what sickens me. It's like, everyone think for yourself. Think about your connections. Don't join the gossip train, and like, don't be toxic. I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, gossip is just, it gets ugly. There's no reason for people to be in other people's business.
Well, and the funniest thing is that the toxicity and the behaviors and the opinions that they have, they create.
Yes.
It's never like, you know, why don't you just ask me? Like, they need the drama.
Yes.
They thrive on it. And they will plant a seed. They will say something that has absolutely no bearing on anything, or they see something and they misinterpret. I think that the misinterpretation in gossip is the downfall of so many relationships.
Well, and that's why I think it's better that everyone should just keep their mouth shut and deal with the issues directly. You know what I mean? Because dropping a seed, we know what happens with a seed. It gets watered and sprouted and grows and vines and da-da-da. So the only thing we can control is our lips.
And, I mean, confronting, if you hear a rumor about yourself or you hear information about yourself, are you one to confront and correct, or are you one to...
I'll confront.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be like, you know I have no problem with that.
No, that's true.
I'll be like, okay, that's great. Let's pull that thread. So what are you hearing? What's your question? What are your concerns? Where is it coming from? What's the source? What's the background story? What do you want to know? Ask me and I'll tell you.
Yep.
It's like, it makes me laugh when people come to me and like, are you mad at me? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what? I'm like, well, you asked, so I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm mad, I will tell you.
Like, well, to be honest, yes.
Yeah.
I certainly am.
So it's like, if I say I'm not, then listen to me. But if you're going to ask me 42 times, then I'm going to get mad because I just told you the answer.
I'm going to be a little bit pissy because you keep poking.
Yeah. So it's funny because it throws people off guard because most people aren't comfortable just taking
yes or no for an answer. Well, and I think it depends on the issue too, right? It depends on what kind of gossip is out there about you or your family or whatever. You know, sometimes it's like, okay, like, do I confront it? Because then that's fueling the fire.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if there are rumors about some things that maybe somebody did and maybe it was criminal in nature, if asking about it and confronting it, is it really, like, it's one of those, like, okay, maybe it's not your business, like, you don't need to know about it. So confronting that issue or confronting that rumor or that gossip might not be the best course of action.
I would just say in that case, everyone should keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
And not even go there.
Yeah. Maybe
there's no reason to. There's no reason to have those conversations as a point of the dinner table when that person's not around.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, as if you're talking with somebody and all they want to do is gossip, it's going to be brought up. And I'm sorry, like, interest peaked.
Then that's when you leave the room when there's a line to be drawn, in my opinion. So,
Okay.
so here's my biggest issue with that kind of profile of person.
Okay.
So they'll sit around and they'll be blah, 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 and giving their opinion, gossiping or whatever about, say, targeted. We'll just call him Bob.
Okay.
I always default to Bob. So they're targeting Bob, Bob this, Bob that. Can you believe that? Bob did this. Oh my gosh, Bob's kids, Bob's wife, Bob's husband, like whatever it is. They're bashing Bob. And then you confront them and you want them to stop and you don't like it, but they don't want to stop. They keep bashing and they don't see an issue with it. Now, down the road, that person, we'll call them, I don't know, Annie. Annie is like freaking she's now someone's bashing her. Okay. So then she doesn't like that and she gets angry and irate. But then you point out to her, but you were just sitting there doing the exact same thing to Bob, which comes down to,
she can't take it.
That's right.
Yep.
Why is it okay until it's about you? It's not. You can't have that double standard, that hypocrisy. You can't get mad then.
Nope.
And it's like, I remember that incident, the very first one we talked about in our video or whatever, when someone leaked your info, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a lovely human being that went out and told you,
yes,
and gave you the truth.
Yes.
That's fantastic. That was the right thing to do.
Yes.
So if you want to do the right thing, then you also can't be mad at other people when they do the right thing as well, and let the other person know that they're being talked about. Again, that's double standard and that's not okay.
Yeah.
So the table can't turn in your favor just because you're the participant and you don't like it when you're the recipient. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So totally and it just, if everyone just kept talking about normal life topics and not about people, there wouldn't be any issues.
It's kind of a fine line though, I think, because you can't talk about life without talking about people.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be talking about people negatively or gossiping about their lives.
Or their personal business,
exactly.
I guess. Well, I mean, it depends, again. Like,
nobody needs to know if I went to the doctor and got a pap smear. But there's people out there that'll spread that around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No one needs to know my personal life, but I am the only one that can control that. And then I learn the people that can't help themselves, or the people that like to start stuff, or the people that will twist words, or whatever the situation is. And I just won't give them certain kinds of information or certain kinds of details or anything about my life or others, because I know what they're capable of and what they do.
And it's funny because I've had like the exact opposite experience in my life. I've had the experience where everybody knows everybody's shit, everybody's involved in everybody's lives and everybody else's lives. And there are no, there's no boundaries. There's no boundaries. I was going to say there's no secrets, but there are secrets, but you always have the one that can't keep their mouth shut.
There's secrets until that person's pissed off, and that's how you got thrown under the bus.
That's how I got thrown under the bus for something that was none of anybody's business.
And that person wasn't even mad at you.
No.
She was mad and used you as a weapon.
Yep.
And that's what I mean. That's the dangerous part, is you never have control of anybody else, or what they're going to do, or what's going to set them off, or how they're going to react, or how they're going to use anything.
Shift the narrative.
That's right.
And that's the thing, because the topic of conversation had nothing to do with me or the thing that I had chosen not to tell people.
Yeah.
It had everything to do with, okay, this person's mad, X is mad at Y, and we're bringing Z into the picture because...
You being Z.
Me being Z. Because X wanted to have a chat with Y.
Yeah. Yes. And that's what my cousins were doing too.
Yeah.
They were pissed off at my mom and brother, so they're trying to use me as a target by isolating the other cousins from me, hoping that I will get my mother to reach out to them. And I'm not playing games. Y'all are adults. Figure it out yourself. And I'm not part of it.
The unfortunate part about that is that, you know, as the person on the receiving end of that kind of treatment.
Yeah, I lose my favorite cousins.
Yeah, you lose.
Yeah.
The trust is gone, right?
Yep.
And I think that absolutely you should have people that you can trust and people that you can vent to. And I think that is absolutely a valid way of getting rid of emotion and negative energy and negative connotations on subjects. Like you have to, I think that there's definitely something to be said about venting stuff that you don't want other people to know to someone that you trust. I think that that's
venting about something that's upset you, yes.
Yes.
It's the fine line of when that goes too far and starts getting twisted, and it's not about resolution. It shifts from, this is my frustration, this is what I've tried, I don't know how to deal with it, I don't know how to resolve it, or getting like advice or
what's your advice?
To then shifting to the negative and the gossip. There's that teetering point, and
on the
some
precipice.
People can't help themselves. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like someone that you think you can trust. And unfortunately, that's one of those lessons that you have to learn the hard way.
Not even just the trust too. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but I've removed myself from circles of people that can't help themselves. All they want to do is sit and gossip about everyone all day long. And I tell them it's wrong. I tell them it's not okay. I tell them I don't want to be part of it. I point out to them that you guys were just sitting with someone.
Yep.
You're insulting them behind their backs as they just left, and then you're out shopping with them the next day. I was like, that's ugly behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and you wouldn't like it if the tables were returned to you. Mm-hmm. And they don't stop. So I remove myself because they can't help themselves.
But then you have people who, you know, they're hanging out with this person, they're gossiping to their friend. Then they're going to go hang out with that friend and gossip about the one that they were just talking about
that's right. Exactly. And then it snowballs.
It's such a vicious cycle, and it perpetuates itself because there's always new information.
Yes.
There's always new dirt.
Exactly.
Everybody's got dirt.
Exactly. So it's like, why do you need to pick it up and sling it? Stick to your own backyard and just have a nice, happy conversation about other things, not people, things.
And I can understand both sides of it. I understand being...
See, I can't, so I'm intrigued.
I know. I can understand I have a very inquiring mind. I like learning things. I like knowledge, and I like, you know, if someone will tell me a story, great. I'm listening. I will listen to gossip.
Yeah, see, I don't like it because it's a slippery slope. It makes me uncomfortable, and it's easy to get caught up in, and that's what I don't like.
Depends on but okay, that being said, I know who I'm talking to, okay? If someone is telling me a story, depending on who it's coming from, I mean, even if it doesn't matter who it is, I always take everything with a grain of salt. I always go into it with, there are 3 sides to every story, his, hers, and the truth.
You as a receiver, yeah.
Right.
But you never know what other receivers do and can't control other receivers.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just speaking about myself.
Gotcha, okay.
I'm just speaking about how I interpret things, because my brain always goes, my brain wants to know why. My brain wants to know, oh, well, what happened there? Was this like a...
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect, yeah. Was it a communication breakdown? Was it this? Was it that? That's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
And I have very morbid curiosity. Very morbid curiosity. I like the nitty gritty. I like I'm a true crime nerd, and I'm...
Oh, I love murder mysteries.
But that's kind of the thing. Like, it makes you want to investigate stories, and it makes you want to investigate things like that. So when I hear like a good piece of gossip, you're like, ooh, juicy details, right? I think, but that's where my mind goes.
Right.
And I can't help that. I can change how I see things, and I can change how my opinion reflects, because I don't have to talk to anybody else about that. If I'm receiving gossip, that doesn't mean I'm going to go and spread it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's people that can't help themselves. And
it's
have
true.
to.
And
like,
it'll be like,
it seems like,
on the down low.
Oh my gosh, you didn't. I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. You're like, did you hear about this? No. Oh, well, let me tell you.
I was like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go eat some fries.
It's either that or, you know, I heard a secret. I was told not to tell anybody, but you're not just anybody.
Yeah, I hate that. That's a lie. I as soon as someone uses that line with me, like, I've never told anybody this in my entire life, and they've just met me.
Yeah.
I know that you're a fucking full shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear again. I'm trying. I'm trying to watch my tongue. But that's BS. Don't gasp. Don't act like I'm special. He who talks to you talks about you. I'm not an idiot. Like, don't try and make it sound like I'm some special entity that you're giving some privilege to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to partake in it. Just leave me out of it, because it's so hard sometimes to get caught up in. And if I'm in a bad mood and someone's adding fuel to my fire, it's very easy for me to engage in that kind of behavior, and then I don't like it, and then it makes me mad at myself. You know what I'm saying?
Very fair.
I don't like that. It's like, it's environment, and the only thing you can do is remove yourself from the environment. That's the sucky part.
Yeah,
and then
I agree.
With your true crime thing, for me, it's a behavioral thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask, why? What makes people respond the way they do? What makes people tick? Why is that happening?
Mm-hmm.
Is it this, that, or the other? Like, forensic psychology has always been very fascinating to me. And like, why does
the deep-seated roots of that?
Why can person A turn into a killer with the same upbringing, environment, and circumstances, but person B doesn't?
Yeah, like, is it a chemical thing? Is it a brain, like a brain chemistry kind of thing? Is it
like what? Why? Or like
nature versus nurture?
Exactly. Yep. Why do people do immoral things? Why can't they stop? Why can't they keep their mouth shut?
Mm-hmm.
And I keeps coming back down to confident, happy, healthy people who are successful don't do that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this, just to kind of tangent onto this for a second.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on having a conversation involving anybody else with your partner?
See, with your partner, I feel like there's not really secrets. So again, that's where I think it's fair to say that that's your person, that's your sounding board, that's the person that you go to. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think conversely there's an issue though if you continuously spout the same thing without resolution and then it just becomes complaining, because then again that's going to taint your partner's view of that person. Or if you're constantly complaining, if your partner's constantly making you mad conversely and you're continuously complaining about your partner, the receiving parties might form a negative opinion, which is also dangerous because that affects your relationship. So I think it's if you're venting to your partner for resolution, I think that's the great spot to go because that's your person, that's your rock.
Yeah.
I think when it becomes not about the resolution anymore and it's just about repetitive whining, do you know what I mean? Then I don't know. Then there's no resolution involved.
I don't know if I agree. Well, okay, but that's predicated upon the assumption that you're trying to fix something that can be fixed. If you're talking to your partner about someone that annoys you in your life, whether it's a coworker, whether it's something like that, it's not necessarily something that you can change.
Yeah. See, and then I could hear my partner going, let it go. Then don't talk to them. Who cares? Then let it go. I can hear it right now.
Fine.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Like, if there are little quirks and annoyances, like whether it's, some people have a partner, some people have a best friend, like you have somebody who is your confidant.
Yeah.
And for some, it's both. For some people, they have a partner and then they have a best friend, which it's a different dynamic. It's a very different dynamic.
Yeah, obviously.
Right? Yeah. So having two people that have ears, they don't need to, I will come to you often and I will just vent and I'll be like, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to hear me. I just need you to let me vent.
Right. But that's not problematic, in my opinion, because if you're going through something that's upset you and you're being logical, you're trying to make sure you're trying to gain
it out in my own head.
That's right.
Yeah.
A proper perspective.
Yeah.
If it was the same thing over and 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 you're doing nothing about it, then that's different. And if it spirals into just wanting to bash a person, then that's different.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if you're trying to genuinely reason something out and something's upset or bother you, that's the venting thing. I don't think, and that's what I mean. It's such a fine line. And it's so circumstantial, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You need to let that out. You can't internalize and bottle things up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're the partner. I think most people share everything with their partner, and I think that's perfectly
I know
fine.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think it's important to try and keep most of you and your partner's business, not at you, but all of us, our partner's businesses.
Yeah.
To ourselves, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff you keep to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes without saying. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it does need to be said. But,
right, yeah.
But yes, I agree. But yeah, something that you can talk to your partner about, you could talk to your best friend about. Something that you could talk to your best friend about, you should be able to talk to your partner about.
Yeah.
Exactly. It shouldn't be. And I'm not talking about, let's talk shit about this behind this person's back.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The line.
Yeah. No, I'm talking I'll come to you and I'll be like, oh, I'm frustrated today and here's why,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's not gossip.
Okay.
That's not trying to start something. You know what? Gossip's so, it's it's so hard to kind of define it. It's that insidious and malicious, you're cutting somebody else down because you're bored or you have nothing better to do, or you're insecure, or you're jealous, or whatever the problem is.
Or you thrive on chaos.
Yeah. But if there's something genuinely upsetting you that's happened and occurred, that's not gossip. That's an event.
Right.
But it's like, again, it was like the nosy Karens over the fence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why would they cut their bush that way? Can you believe that? Did you look at the lights they put up? I can't believe how they decorated their Christmas tree like that. Like stupid stuff. Like, why?
Well, and also when it comes into like the personal life, like, oh, well, I heard this about this person.
Yes.
This. You know,
it's like, no, shut up.
You're like, no, that's not, you know, that's how rumors get started.
Yes.
And that is how nasty things can happen to good people.
That's right. Exactly. There's no need to be like, oh, I heard this. You can be spread and sit around in a sharing circle. No.
No.
Yeah, no.
Thank you. No.
So that's kind of where I stand on it.
I like that perspective. I really do. I think that, yeah, it's a nasty habit, and we're all guilty of it at some point or another in our lives.
Yep.
Whether we want to admit it or not. But I think,
well, if you say you're not, you're lying. So
yeah, exactly. You're kidding yourself,
right?
Man. Right. So, but yeah, I think it's definitely a very fine line to walk, but just keep things in mind and take everything with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
I think we can wrap that up for today. What do you think?
I think that's a good note to leave it on. Let us know, folks.
Yeah.
Gossip or venting? Where's the line?
Is it finer than we think? Until next time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another gem.
Grateful every moment. What kind of gems do you have for us today?
I have an interesting one.
Okay.
It's kind of good and bad.
Oh. Well, let's stick to the gem part.
Well, okay. I'll preface it with this. It's a bad story that ends well.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, Brent and his little man were in a car accident. He had just paid off his car. And it ended up being a total loss. Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, they are okay. Him and little man are okay. They both walked away from it with no injuries. Praise the Lord for that. And then the quest was to get another vehicle, and it was a lot of rigmarole and a lot of tedium. But both of them are okay. The car is sadly no more, but he has found another one that we just picked it up yesterday. So he is driving something that he's always wanted to drive, and he's very excited about it. And I'm very excited for him. So it kind of all worked out in the wash, but sad to see the other car go. Very, very grateful that they are okay, that he's gotten something new.
Yes.
And they are back on the road.
Excellent.
In full force.
Very glad they're okay. Yes. Hallelujah.
What do you got for us today?
Speaking of hallelujah, I'm just going to keep mine short and simple.
Uh-huh.
I'm just very grateful for my church and my pastor and his wife.
Oh.
They're just very fabulous, good, well-rounded people who want to genuinely see the good in humanity. And really just bring people to kindness and wholesomeness. Mm-hmm. And I just appreciate them.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's all. They're just great people. I'm just grateful for them.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to be grateful for people.
It is.
Yep. Especially if they're having a really good positive impact on your life. I love that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Till next time.
Until next time. You're listening to Unfiltered Real Talk with the Backroad Chicks. Thanks for joining our late night cruise.
We're help keeping your drive alive. Please tune in next week for more shenanigans.